Hello, everyone. We are back. We are back. We are back. It is Friday night, and it is my final live stream for the week. If you are here, you are joining me, you know what you got to do. Say hello, 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 and let me know that you're with me tonight. Let me do my usual sharing to make sure that this is going in all the right places. And there we go. We're all out. All right. Perfect. All right. So tonight it's Friday. Hi, Astrid. Tonight it's Friday night. So I want to keep this one short. Want to keep this one sweet and hopefully get you guys out of here quickly so you can be on with your Friday night. And tonight we're talking about boosting your sales in 3 easy and often overlooked steps. So for the past week, we've been talking about a bunch of different things, starting with, let's go back to our topics this week. We've been talking about, hold on, let me see, where were my topics? We were talking about the 5 things that every coach needs to stop and start doing to grow their business. We talked about that on Monday. On Tuesday, we talked about, what did we talk about on Tuesday? We talked about how to talk about your business so your potential clients listen and buy from you. On Wednesday, we were cooking together. And Wednesday, we talked about why choosing a niche is actually holding you back. And last night, we talked about the 5 crippling limiting beliefs that are keeping coaches from hitting their income goals. So tonight we want to tie it all together, and I just want to talk about sales. So the 3 easy ways to boost your sales. And I figured this would be a great way to sort of end off this week of live streams because these are areas that I know most business owners, most coaches, especially if you're new or you're trying to gain momentum, you're trying to start or grow your business, these are the areas that you tend to struggle with. So tonight, we're going to dig into that. Like I said, we're going to keep it short and sweet. As usual, do your usual shares. If you're liking what I'm saying, share it out. Leave me comments, leave me questions as we talk through, because that's how we like to keep it high vibe and going. So let's see who's joining me tonight. If you're here and you're joining me live, say hi. If you're watching the replay, say hi too. So let me reintroduce myself one more time. My name is Safia Sattar. I'm a business coach and offer strategist, and I teach business owners how to generate bigger revenues and results in their business by creating their profitable signature programs and offers. And I am incredibly passionate about what I do because I really do believe that the offer is at the core of the sales transaction along with the connection. So there's 2 big things that I'm huge on, and that is connecting or connections and creating really kick butt offers. Because you can have all the pieces in place. You can have the fancy funnels, you can have the pretty websites, you can have all the branding and all that good stuff. And if your offer is not what your people want, it's just there's not, the numbers are not, the numbers will speak for themselves. So sales is a part of that, right? Making sure that your offer is something that your people want will definitely help you boost your sales as well, because naturally all the steps that you're taking, you want to make sure that the offer is congruent with what your people want. But that's not going to be one of my 3 steps tonight. So that was just a bonus one for you. A pretty obvious, but a bonus one. All right, so let's dive into it. So the first easy step and often overlooked to boosting your sales is pre-qualifying your leads. So when I say pre-qualifying your leads, it's when you want to really be making sure that you are talking to people that are primed, high quality leads. So your sales conversations are always going to be obviously more fun, more effective, and naturally more high converting when the people you're talking to are high quality and warm and pre-qualified leads. And when I say high quality, I just I know that can sound funny, but I'm not meaning like the caliber or the standards or the characteristics or the type of people. I mean high quality, meaning these are leads that are actually targeted, that are actually warm, that are actually the kind of leads that are targeted towards your market, that are primed and ready and likely to buy people. So that's what I mean when I use the term high quality leads. So these are people who they already know you. They already sort of have some sort of inkling of who you are and what you're about, and they're ready to invest on changing their circumstances at some level, right? So that's what I mean when I say high quality. So the problem is, right, people often skip this step of pre-qualifying their leads. They often market to the wrong audience, or they put out content or put out things are out there that's not drawing in the right type of leads. And so what happens is they end up having sales conversations or end up talking to people who are saying, oh, I'd love to know what it's like to work with you, or blah, blah, blah. And they get on the phone with them, and it ends up that these are people that are just looking for free advice, or they're not ready to buy, or they just might not be the right fit. So what happens is that you end up spending a bunch of time. You spend your time and your energy having sales conversations with people that you're not really leading to anything. So you really want to make sure that you have a process in place to help you filter out the people that are coming into your pipeline, and filter those people out so that you're bringing in as many high quality, high targeted, primed leads as possible. So it takes a little bit of a process. It takes a little bit of work, right? Like all things. But once you have this process in place to pre-qualify your leads, it literally changes the way your sales conversations go. It changes the energy both on your part, both on their part, and it naturally boosts your sales because you're now talking to people who are more primed and ready and likely to buy from you, versus people who are just there to look for free advice or sort of like, waste an hour or 30 minutes out of your day. And I want to say that carefully, because I do believe that it's important to have sales conversations, as many as you can, even with those people that may not necessarily be a right fit, because sometimes, especially if you're new and you're starting out, it's about getting that practice. It's about doing it enough times with enough people and getting that practice and learning how to pitch and learning how to get comfortable around, presenting your offer and asking for the sale and, handling those objections. So it's okay if you're just starting out to sort of have a lot of those types of conversations, but we want to really be able to sort of balance that out with obviously people who are really ready to buy from you. We want to have more of those conversations, right? And the way to do that is really through having a system in place to pre-qualify your lead. So from the time those people, before they even book in a call with you, they're already a really high quality, pre-qualified, primed lead. Tell me if that makes sense. Let's see. Tell me if that makes sense. And if that sounds like that would help you boost your sales, okay? All right. Thing number 2 is not setting the expectation on the sales calls. So this is a big one. This is a big one. And this is one that I think that some people might, like, they know about it. They might have heard some sort of form of doing this, but I don't know that enough people are actually doing it or doing it in the right way. And I know that this is something that I teach my clients how to do this. And when they implement this one little change, it changes the entire outcome. Because what happens is people come into your pipeline, they book the call, they're excited, and they're ready to get on the phone with them. And then you launch into your discovery or your sales calls, right? And then you forget to actually set the expectation. And what I mean by setting the expectation is letting people know that they should expect that you're going to be presenting your offer to them and, pitching, for lack of a better word, your services to them at some point on the call. Now you'd think, duh, they're coming on the phone with you. They should know that. They should be expecting that. And yes, I think most people do know that. But a lot of times, if that expectation isn't set, especially the way you phrase your call, like if you call it a free session or a free complimentary consultation or whatever, people might be coming into that thinking they're literally just getting a free coaching session or a free consult, and not knowing or not being prepared to be sold to, or to be pitched, or to be, have an offer presented to them. And so what that actually does is it makes them feel like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting she was going to actually sell me something. I thought this was just going to be a free call, right? And that always creates a little bit of awkwardness or friction on the call. So you want to avoid that. You want to avoid that altogether by setting the expectation going into the call, so that it removes that awkwardness and it removes that feeling of having people feel as though they were sold to. And it also removes that feeling of, for you on your end, feeling as though you're sort of like being salesy. Because what I found is, from talking to a lot of people, is that the part of the sales conversation that gets most tricky or most awkward is when they're transitioning into the actual part of the sales, right? And transitioning into presenting the offer. And I found that that's the part that stresses most people out. So when I teach my clients how to do this, we create a very organic and a very authentic process that, leads them through that. And what that does is it helps them to build trust. So you're building trust with the people from the very beginning of the call, letting people know what's going to come, what they can expect, right? So that when it comes time to present the offer, it doesn't feel like a sale. It just feels like a natural part, a natural progression, and sometimes a very easy progression into the offer. And that removes that element of like, okay, now it's time for the sale. And it breaks down the walls, it creates the trust, and it makes it so much easier for your potential clients to sort of say yes to working with you, because that trust has already been established. So if you are live with me and you are joining me, tell me if setting the expectation is something, or even if you're watching the replay, setting the expectation is something that you do on your sales conversations. And if you do, if you found that that's helped, or if you have no clue what that is, or you've never done it before, share that with me as well. So Astrid, you say, very true to pre-qualify, so not wasting your time, as your time is key to being effective with your time. Yes, and this is coming from the time management girl. Absolutely. Okay, so the third easy way to boost your sales is, and this one is very simple, but it is so overlooked, and that is follow-up, okay? Now there's a saying that goes, the fortune is in the follow-up. And the problem is that you might have a sales conversation, right? And the person on the other end might say they don't know, or they might say, let them think about it, or whatever the case may be, or they're not ready yet, or that's not the right time. And then you assume that that means that that's a dead lead. And that's just, or that they're not interested. And that's not always, I should say, not always the case. I think there's a percentage, and I think it's somewhere around 60%. They say that 60% of the conversions happen after the sales conversation, right? So also there's in marketing, it takes about 6 or 7 touch points before a person will actually invest in you. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to do 6 or 7 follow-up calls and stalk the people to death, right? No, but that means that you want to be able to stay top of mind for them. And so maybe they're not ready right now, right? Maybe they'll be ready in the future, but follow-up is key. Follow-up is key, follow-up is key, follow-up is key. And if you're not following up, you're leaving money on the table. for me, it's when potential clients give me a hard no, that's when I know, that's when I consider that as a dead lead, or like, that's, it's not interested. But, it's so important to sort of take really careful notes throughout your sales conversations, be listening to what it is that they're needing and they're asking you for. And most importantly, be able to sort of, again, I always say this, meet them where they're at. So maybe the offer that you're presenting to them might not be the right fit for them. Maybe you might have something in the future that might be right for them. Maybe you might have another back pocket offer that might be right for them, right? So, follow up is so, so important. And I suggest, if you're not already tracking your leads, that you do that. We talked about that a couple days ago, where we said the thing that you need to start doing is tracking your numbers. This is one of the key things you need to start doing, is tracking your numbers, tracking your sales conversations, and tracking the people that you're asking. Because if you're tracking that and you're taking really good notes, and you're really mindful of going back and looking at those notes and looking at those numbers, then you'll see who are the people that were warm, who are the people that expressed some interest, who are the people that the price point was too high, then maybe you have something at a lower price point that they might, be more interested in. Who are the people that said, circle back to me in a few months, or, whatever the case may be. So follow up. If you're not already doing that, that is something you need to be doing, and you need to make it a habit to be a part of your sales process. So those are my 3 quick, easy, often overlooked steps to boosting your sales. Again, recap. The first one was pre-qualifying your leads. The second one was making sure that you're setting the expectation on the sales call. And the third one was follow-up. Okay, let me pop over to my comments and let's see. Setting an expectation should always be done so as not to break the trust. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I want to take a quick minute. For those of you who are on live with me, for those of you who are watching the replay, I have just about 2 hours ago, you might have gotten an email, you should have gotten an email from me. I am doing something really amazing and exciting, and something that I'm super excited to do that I have not done before. So I am actually, for the first time, I'm going to be launching my very first sort of like a business boot camp. And so it is a 6 weeks group coaching program. It's called the Student to Startup Business Boot Camp. And what this Biz Boot Camp, Student to Startup, is really intended for those people. And when I use the word student, I don't mean, you could be someone who's a new coach or a new consultant just coming out of coaching school or something like that. But what I mean student, I'm talking about someone who is in that student mindset where you're always consuming information, thinking that you're always having to learn and not doing enough of the implementation. So I do want to say that I do believe that we should always be open to learning, right? So it's not that I'm saying you don't need to be a student, but there comes a point in our business where you need to be able to shift into that CEO mindset. So the goal of this program that I'm just doing a quick dirty launch on is Student to Startup Business Bootcamp. So it's 6 weeks to getting your business out there and enrolling your first or your next high-paying, high-quality clients. So if you're struggling to enroll clients, or if you're been sort of trying for a long time in your business to gain momentum, to figure out how you need to talk to people, to figure out your message, to figure out all this good stuff, and you're struggling to enroll clients, this is your quick, fast, easy, implementable group coaching that is going to help you do that, guaranteed, no jokes about it. And the process and the systems that I'm teaching in this 6-week group coaching program is one that's tried and true and tested, and it works for all my clients, and it helps them to really move into that space of thinking like a CEO, focusing on activities that are going to produce income, not those things that are keeping you just busy. So let me break it down for you real quick. So the way it works is it's 6 weeks, The first week, it's 6 weeks group coaching program. I'll just read you my notes, where you'll walk away with implementable tools, knowledge, and the mindset you need to start bringing in high-paying, high-quality clients into your business. So week 1, we're going to be going over that CEO mindset. Like I said, ways teaching you how to focus your time and energy on the right revenue-generating activities. So after that first week, you'll know exactly what the activities you need to be doing every day and every week in your business to generate money, okay? And the second week, we're going to be talking about your POV plus your ICA equals your SOO. And I'm going to explain all of that inside of the program. The third week, we're going to be creating your irresistible rock solid offer. If you already have an offer in place that you know is converting and works really well, we can improve on that or figure out how to make that better. If you've got an offer in place and it's not converting, we're going to figure out what you need to do to make it convert. And if you don't have an offer in place, we're going to be creating that in week 3. Okay. Week 4, we're going to be communicating your value so that people want to buy from you over and over again. So this is where I'm going to teach you how to communicate your value, how to put yourself out there in a way that demonstrates your value, establishes you as an authority, and makes people want to buy from you. Week 5, we're going to dig into your marketing, your visibility, and your sales strategies. And week 6, we're going to master the client enrollment process so you can start enrolling your first or your next high quality clients. What I want to say is there's a very high likelihood that you're going to start enrolling clients before week 6. But the framework that we've got set up for this particular program, that's sort of like what you can expect. We're going to be meeting on Thursdays. You're going to have Q&A calls on Sundays. We're going to have a private Facebook group for me to give you all the support and accountabilities. And I have a couple of other surprise goodies in there. So what I do want to say is this is a beta program. So it's beta. I've never launched it before. So what that means is you're going to be co-creating this program with me. We're going to be doing this together. And so because you're going to be my first students in this particular program, you're going to have access to all of the following iterations, as I say that right, of this program. So all of the polished and final versions of this program, you're going to have access to all of the bonuses and the materials and everything else that as I improve and I implement and I increase this program as I go later on, you're going to have access to that for a lifetime, forever and ever, regardless of if the price goes up or not, regardless of how many cool new pieces that I add to it. And you're going to get access to that for being my first round beta students. So we are starting on October 11th. And we're going to be ending on November 15th. I do not have a fancy sales page. So if this is something that you're interested in, if you're thinking that you need help getting those paying clients, those high quality paying clients that are actually ready and willing to buy from you, and you're like not sure how to do this, this is a fast, quick, fun group coaching program that we're going to do together. And again, it's a quick, dirty launch that I'm running here. And again, it's beta, so you get to co-create it with me. So if you're interested in that, leave me a comment or send me a private message or email me and let me know. And I would love to talk to you more, answer any questions that you might have. But I'm super excited because we are kicking it off next Wednesday? Let's look at the calendar. Oh, next Thursday. So the 11th, next Thursday. All righty. Any questions? If you're on, any questions that you have on boosting the sales process or boosting the program, or the Student to Startup Biz Camp, any questions that you have on that, leave them in the comments. If not, that will be it for tonight. I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. And for those of you who are way hours ahead of me, sleep well, and I will talk to you soon.